Well, good morning, folks. We are back out here on site. Another day of moving dirt. Should get the slope knocked out today. He wants an arena built, and that dirt down there is basically like really good, like infield dirt, like for baseball fields and softball fields. So we're gonna go back there and see what kind of dirt he has, where we're gonna steal the dirt for the arena and see if it's comparable to the dirt we're digging out of the slope. If it's not, we're gonna not push that off and use it to kind of coat his arena, put like a foot layer of that really good material on it, and yeah, that way we don't put a bunch of rocky crappy dirt for his horse arena, because they're picky about that kind of stuff. They want, you know, good smooth rockless dirt per se. So we're gonna get this stuff fired up this morning. No, I didn't check the oil because this traco doesn't burn any oil, and I checked it yesterday just to be sure, and it's fine. Holy music. Mute. Stupid mute button wasn't working. But yeah, that's kind of what we got going on today. I'm gonna get everything fired up, let it be warming up, and we're gonna hit the road and get to moving dirt. I will see you guys here in a minute. Alright folks, we've been pedal down here today trying to get this thing knocked out. We got it all cut in just about, making just a little tiny pull right here up on top. I got that I got that section up there topsoil back. Whenever we quit running the truck up on this top, I'll grade it out real quick. But there's just a little bit of a ridge here that I'm sitting on that needed, you can kind of see down there. But just bringing this slope up just a little bit higher. This was the steepest point right here, so I had to lay it down a little more flat than the rest of it. So we're making a little baby pool here. Just about have it knocked out. About another 20-30 minutes here digging, and an hour or so on the dozer, and I'll have this slope done, and then we'll get started on that back portion. There's a horse arena going in back there, so 150 by 200 I think is what he wants. So I'll set you guys up here in the cab with me and just kind of watch me load some more dirt. I know it's so exciting. Love loading dirt. There's a lot of people that just absolutely love loading dirt, and I don't get it personally. I'm not well, I've loaded a bunch, and I'm talking about a bunch of trucks. Load him like that, but he likes to back in, so we're just gonna let him back in. Boy, that front windshield is filthy. I'm gonna get him a little closer this time because he likes to roll forward for some reason. Guess he's gonna put the parking brake on and it rolls forward a little before it engages. I don't know. But yeah, this is pretty much all we've been doing. I got some footage this morning. Hope it turned out okay. So I set up a time lapse while I was grading the slope out. There's tracks on that dozer. Hang on, guys. As soon as I turn the camera on, he needs something. I'll be right back. Got a ton of moisture in it up here. Clean this up a little bit. Get situated again. Bouncing all over the place. I'd say that's probably one of the most aggravating things when you're trying to move dirt like this is getting in a spot where you can't get level. And you gotta keep putting dirt up under your track, fixing your spot. It aggravates the piss out of me personally. Get up here. Aggravating dirt pot. roughing this slope in with a track hoe is this dirt's got a lot of moisture in it, and it will absolutely suck the blade in. This top like foot and a half. It's kind of miserable to cut with a dozer. So you get down to that good red layer below it, that lighter red, and that stuff, it just peels out pretty good. But this wet stuff, this wet layer on top, it's a booger sometimes. Well, we're just about done. I got all this roughed in this morning. Looking all pretty like. He'll be. Still kind of bouncing around a little bit. Topsoil as I can up here. I've been saving it along and along. Problem is there's just not much topsoil underneath the sod, so it's the topsoil you do have has a lot of sod in it, so it makes it aggravating. Wasted much time making it pretty with a track hoe. It's not efficient to try and grade it out with a track hoe. Just rough it in, and then it'll blade it down with a dozer and fix it. Track hoes for hogging, dozers for finishing. We spent all day making a mess. It's time to clean it up. here and just push it.
where I want to put you guys. I keep changing name sides of the plate, so I don't know, I'm going to stick you right here. Can you see? Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can get the mouse back up. I don't know. Alright, now y'all can see. That's pretty cool over here. I'll do this stuff all around, doesn't it? Oh, can't see. Hang on. About here. That's pretty cool. Yeah. We're experimenting. We don't get too hot over here.
Folks, this one turned out pretty good. Got the slope all walked in where they can seed it, straw it, mat it, whatever they want to do. But it turned out pretty dang good. I'm very happy with it. If you remember at the very beginning of this, how steep this was. I mean, it was unbelievable how steep it was. It was basically over to somewhere right in here, and it just went straight down. So I got that all peeled off and filled in a big dry pond down there for him, and got it all topsoil back and walked in. She's ready for seeding straw or seeding matting, whatever. But that's the end of this video, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, leave a like rating, comment down below, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Helps me out, helps grow the channel, and all that good stuff. So we will see you guys on the next one. Oh, looks like Dad left the fuel cap off. Huh. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna call it a day here. See you tomorrow.